what's going on? I know this is completely different from what y'all used to see me come on here with, but I want to jump in real quick while it's fresh in my mind. I'm on my way to the office. So there y'all go. Y'all finally see it. Me and my my man bonnet. Me and my man bonnet. But you know, it is what it is. I want to, talk about this while it was on my mind. I just walked into Walgreens real quick, ran into Walgreens real quick, and once again, I'm writing this book, and so it seems like my observation of things have increased more so than what they're used to. And so the question I want to ask us all today, even myself, are we okay with pretending to want to be healthy, like play health? Because if we continue to pretend that merely wearing a mask while eating the same processed foods is okay, then that's going to become the new norm. All right. And I'm not talking about wearing masks becomes a new norm, but just the mindset that you're so afraid of, getting this virus, this virus, which, okay, I completely understand that. But to wear a mask and still smoke, to wear a mask and still drink multiple cans of soda or juice per day, to wear a mask and still eat processed foods on a daily basis, essentially to wear a mask and not improve your lifestyle at all as pertains to health, you have to understand, like, let's just call it what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. That's what, the old folks say. Let's call a spade a spade. You understand that you are pretending to want to be happy. That is play health. Because it's almost as if we are saying to ourselves that food doesn't matter, the quality of drinks doesn't really matter, the quality of air doesn't really matter, our movement doesn't really matter, our mindset, all these things. It's like we're saying all these things don't matter, but what does matter is that I have on this mask. That doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. But when you see this, and like I said, I just came out of Walgreens, and so, that's what kind of made me pop up on here real quick. But when we see this so often, and the very people who are, not all the times, but I just think it's strange when I see people so aggressive about the mask wearing, so aggressive about the vaccine, so aggressive about, the social distancing, so aggressive about all of these outside worldly things. But when it comes to the internal, when it comes to your own body, that was a resource that was given to you, however you believe and whatnot. But nonetheless, it is a resource. It's a vessel that you can potentially use to carry out your purpose or your vision if you feel that you have those things. I am one who feels that this is a vessel. This is a resource that I can use to carry out my vision, my purpose that I have. And it makes sense for me to keep this thing in top-notch shape. So, right, I want to do everything I can to maintain a certain level of health and improve it as much as I can, do everything I can within my ability, right? So I definitely get, the desire to want to, cover up, wear a mask, people who feel like they want to go the vaccine route, people who want to go the medication route. Like, I get it, I definitely get it. But what I don't get is when it stops right there on outside things And it doesn't continue when it comes to the inside thing. It doesn't continue when it comes to, the things that you're going to eat, the things that you're going to drink, the things that you're going to smoke or not smoke. It's just like you just have to admit that you're not serious about this whole health thing. And once again, if you're not serious about the whole health thing, that is fine. That is completely fine. You're a grown adult. You should do what you want to do. But be careful about being so aggressive, overly aggressive to other people you don't know, with doing the outside things. You get what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to really say what exactly just happened when I ran into Walgreens, but nonetheless, it's strange. Like it's almost like bizarro world when you have someone who is obviously not in the best condition being aggressive about something when you can see they're not being aggressive about the very thing that they own. Like you actually own your body. Like you actually own the health conditions of your body, like the state of your body, the internal environment. And at any moment, you can actually change or start changing that environment by the things you eat, drink, smoke, all those things, right? Whether or not you come in contact with the virus, yes, there are things you can do to decrease the chances of you coming in contact with the virus. But where I'm at and where I would suggest that we all be at is if we do come in contact with the body, come in contact with the virus, what kind of condition, what kind of shape, what kind of health is our body in? Is our body going to be in a condition where the virus will enter a hostile environment, or would the virus enter an environment that's very welcoming? In other words, it can't fight it off. In other words, it makes the perfect host for a virus. Or is it going to be entering a body that is well nourished, has ample amount of vitamin D, potassium, magnesium, calcium, is well nourished, someone who only eats once or twice a day, it's well exercised, is it going to come into an aggressive environment? Because I would say that should be your primary line of defense, your immune system, the internal workings of your body, I would say should be the primary line of defense of not only protecting you from the virus, but just protecting you in all things in general. The mask, the other things should be second line, I would think, but when I see these people, man, like I said, it's like bizarro world. It's bizarro world, like you can't be that scared. Like you can't really be that scared in drinking that soda, bro. Like you can't really be that scared and still smoking cigarettes. Like you can't really, like, come on, like you playing. And if we allow this to happen, I'm talking about like with ourselves, within our household, like you got to start, you don't got to be emotional about it, but just be logical about it and call it out. Like I have people, around me where I had to call it out in a very straightforward, logical way. No emotions, and no judgment at all, but just in a very straightforward, well, if you are so aggressive with recommending, this vaccine or, whatever it is, you might want to consider no longer smoking. It would only make sense. If you want to aggressively push this or recommend this vaccine, it would make sense that you, especially if you're a practitioner, it would make sense that you work on that weight. Am I right? Am I wrong? I mean, I'm right. I'm going to go with that, but I'm just, that's rhetorical. But if we continue to allow these things just happen without any pushback, we're going to now accept or normalize this lower level of standard, because this is an extremely, I know I'm looking at this camera and this man bonnet is looking ridiculous, but we're going to normalize this lower standard of what they are calling health. Once again, the new idea of health that is trying to be impressed upon us is solely based on metrics, based on where your A1C is at, based on where your cholesterol levels are at, based on where your blood pressure numbers are at, and based on whether or not you're positive or negative for coronavirus, the antibody, antigen, but not so much really based on how you got to there. Because it's easy to get there with medications. Like It's easy to artificially alter those numbers with medications. I mean, a beta blocker just works the way it works. It blocks beta receptors. Therefore, it's going to decrease the contractility of the heart. It's going to decrease the heart rate. So the blood pressure is going to decrease. If the blood pressure doesn't decrease with 25 milligrams, slam on 50 milligrams. Eventually, it will decrease. Now, how you feel is going to be different from how you feel is going to be different from the results. You might feel lightheaded. You might feel weak. You might feel sleepy. If you stand up too fast, you might get dizzy. The blood pressure looks great. It's 110/70. Looks great. Same thing with medications for diabetes and cholesterol. It's easy to obtain those numbers with medications. But what does it really mean once you get there with the use of medications? Like, is that truly health? Like, does that really truly correlate to the increase in health, mortality, morbidity? Does it really do anything? Because the answer is flat out no, it doesn't. And I've talked about this multiple times. I'll continue to talk about it. But you all can just go to what they call the NNT.com. NNT stands for number needed to treat. But what you will see is, unfortunately, these medications don't correlate the way you have been. They pretty much give you the idea that these medications will improve your health. They give you the idea that these medications will help you live longer or keep you away from certain comorbidities, but they don't work that way. And so when you, the user or the person who's taking the medication, when you actually see that these things don't give you the results that you think you're going to get when you're taking these medications, you now have to make the decision, or you have to sit with that. Like, you have to literally swallow that pill. I'm taking these medications for blood pressure. I'm taking these medications for type 2 diabetes. And yes, my metrics, the numbers look better. But I also understand the only reason why these numbers look better is because this medication is literally blocking a receptor, or this medication is literally splicing an enzyme, or this medication is literally working on the distal tubules of my kidneys to actually force me to excrete water. But what does that mean for the actual blockage in my artery? What does that mean for the stiff arteries? What does that mean for the fatty pancreas? What does that mean for the receptors? Like, what does that actually mean on a health level? It doesn't mean much of anything. It's what I'm telling you. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm telling you that it doesn't correlate to an improvement in mortality and morbidity. That's why you can take these medications for year on end. But if you don't improve the foods that you're eating, if you don't improve the things that you're drinking, smoking, your movement, if you don't work on that lifestyle side, you don't avoid the complications. You don't avoid the comorbidities that come along with it. So you can be as compliant with your medications as you want to be, not do anything with your medications. Your outcome is going to be similar to the person who continues to eat the same thing and is non-compliant with their medications. This is what I'm saying. And so the only variable in that equation that actually increases your health is the food, is the lifestyle. And so if that is the truth, which it absolutely is the truth, your lifestyle is the only thing that actually improves your life, your expectancy of life, the quality of life. That is the only thing that actually does it. They have hustled the whole entire country, the community, to believe that these medications actually make you healthy. Ask your practitioner. This blood pressure medication, this diabetes medication, will it make me healthy? Because once again, when you are becoming healthy, naturally, that is something you own. If you start a workout program, if you start fasting, if you start eating, 1 or 2 meals a day, if you start drinking green smoothies, getting water, sunlight, these are things that actually belong to you. You're going to see the results in the mirror. You're going to feel the results in the mirror. That's yours. Your blood pressure is going to go down without the medications. Your blood sugar is going to decrease without the medications. Your A1C is going to decrease without the medication. That is something you actually own. With medications, whatever results you get with those medications are rented. They're leased. And the way you can see that these are rented and leased results is by stop taking the medication and see what happens. Don't take the blood pressure medication for 1 or 2 days and see what happens. The property or the results you thought were yours goes away. It gets repossessed within the next 2 days because your arteries are still corroded. The blood pressure wasn't doing anything but oppressing the beta receptors on your heart. The blood pressure, the medications wasn't doing anything but oppressing your kidneys and forcing it to excrete excess, quote unquote, excess water from the kidneys. You're going to find out that these medications weren't actually providing you value. They were only oppressing certain organs in your body, certain receptors in your body. And then when you no longer agree to take them on a daily basis and you miss or you skip 1 or 2 days, the repo man is going to come and say, yo, those numbers, that 120/80, yeah, we're going to need that back. That blood sugar, that 115 blood sugar, we're going to need that back. Yeah, here you go. Here you go back. Here goes your 300 blood sugar. Here goes your 190/110 blood pressure. Here you go. These are yours. We're going to take those back. That's what medications. Lifestyle changes, you get real lifestyle changes that stick with you as long as you continue the lifestyle, which you're going to get multiple benefits from the lifestyle. You can't say that about medications. So I just want to make sure that I'm very clear about, our stance over here at Health by Any Means Necessary. If you are truly trying to improve your health, do what you do. Speak with your practitioner. Don't make any, rash decisions without speaking with your practitioner. But you have to do the research. Go to the NNT.com, the number needed to treat.com. Look at the therapeutic results when it comes to these medications. See if you are satisfied with the results that you could possibly get from this medication. Also understand that the medication has a mechanism of action. It blocks receptors, it inhibits enzymes, it forces the kidney to do something, it forces the pancreas to secrete insulin, like it forces these things. Understand the mechanism of action. And then ask yourself, are you happy with pretending to get healthy? Because that's what that is. That's what that is, okay? Like, I just, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm taking something and I am dependent on that thing to keep my blood pressure at a certain level, and if I stop taking that thing and my blood pressure goes right back up, it's safe to say nothing was really going on tangible wise, like real wise, other than a gimmick. You were inhibiting an enzyme. You were blocking a receptor. That is it. The medication's not there. And then the truth comes out when I don't take it. Blood pressure goes back up to 190/110. That's the truth. The only way to deal with the truth is by dealing with the truth, which is the lifestyle. If you want your arteries to be able to relax and have vasodilation, you got to give it the proper nutrients. I told you, like I did a video yesterday about the laws of health. Your body has needs, not desires, not wants, not feelings. It has hardcore, structural, black and white needs. And if you don't supply it with those needs, it's going to function in the way that's necessary, which will become a dysfunction. So your body's going to adapt as much as possible. But if it doesn't have the needs, eventually that function is going to continue to decrease. And so it's not until you actually give it those needs that it will be able to increase the functioning to get you back to where your body will consider to be normal, homeostasis. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I mean, they can be fancy, white coat, stethoscope, schooling, 8 years, 20 years, 1,000 years, be practicing medicines for, 100 years, XYZ. But I'm just talking about real, basic, practical, mechanical, black and white, logical truth. If you get results with the medication and you stop taking the medication and you lose those results, they didn't belong to you in the first place. All right? They didn't belong to you in the first place. Therefore, you have to understand the actual improvement that needed to happen was never taking place. Therefore, your improvement doesn't even belong to you when we're talking about the medications. They're synthetic, just like the medications. They're synthetic. Everything is fake. Everything is fake. The sense of security is fake. The improvement is fake. The synthetic chemicals, they're fake. Everything is fake, 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 fake. The food is fake. Everything is fake, 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 fake. But what's going to be real is, once again, the laws of health. Those are going to be real. The laws of health, the results or the outcome is going to be real. Heart attack, amputation, dialysis, kidney failure. Like, those are going to be real. And those same people, system that gave you this false sense of security and this false recommendation and the false medications will be there when you have your real complications with another fake therapy. All right, so you had a heart attack. Let's do a stent. I mean, like, what are the rates as far as improvement goes for this next therapy you're about to put me on? Like, this medication you're now going to put me on, cholesterol medication. What are the actual rates, mortality and morbidity? Like, how effective is this medication? You're about to put me on diabetes medications. Like, you're about to get me to do another procedure. You're about all these things. Like, how effective are these things? And so, once again, you have a system that's giving you a bunch of fake advice, medications, recommendations. You become comfortable with the fakeness, and then you have real results, such as the chest pain, such as the numbness in your body, your feet, your lower limbs, the infections, the increase in urination. Like, you get real complications, and then they're there to capitalize off of those real complications with more fake results. I'm saying, see it for what it is and make the appropriate decision for yourself. I'm not even saying right or wrong. I say appropriate. Because your appropriate decision based on who and what you are and what you have to do in this world as far as your purpose and vision, if you don't feel none of that, you may feel like, the appropriate response is to continue to do this whole fake thing. That's just, how I'm built. You might feel like that. And that is going to be the appropriate response for you. But if you say, I'm 56, I got work to do. I got a purpose. I got to make this happen. I got to make this happen. And I can't have a vessel that is run down, riddled with conditions and medications. So I have to go back over to this side and deal with the lifestyle. I got to start walking. I got to start jogging. I got to start drinking water for the first time in my life. I got to stop smoking and drinking. And then when you get the results on the side, you're going to know that these results are real. Not fake. They're real. You're actually going to feel the results. Like, you're actually going to be able to think better and clearer, faster. Your memory is going to be better. Your weight's going to go down. You're not going to be as foggy. Your skin's going to get clearer. Like, all of these signs and symptoms that your body was giving you because of the unhappiness and the dysfunction of the foods you were taking in. Once you get those things out of your life, you're going to start to optimize yourself. And not to be all, woo-woo, but you're going to start to express the higher version of yourself. Like, and that's just real talk. That's just real talk. Yeah, I look ridiculous with this thing on. But let me get up in this office. Let's get the day started. Seeing patients. I'm just saying, at least for yourself, look at the two, worlds, the fake world, the real world, and make your decision on what you want. But I don't recommend accepting this lowering of the standards of health. All right. So, it's Edward Williams, founder and creator of Health by Any Means Necessary. Make sure you check it out. The link is in the description. I appreciate y'all. Just do it. Just do it. All right. Just do it. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Love y'all. And remember, this is our community, our responsibility. We have what it takes. Let's get it. Peace.